The biggest thing right around the corner right now is the Nintendo Switch 2. I work with a couple guys that were able to get, one of them was able to get two of them on pre-order. With that being said, I was talking with one of them yesterday and I was like, hey man, what games are you getting with the Nintendo Switch 2? And after thinking about it, because his only response was, Mario Kart. I'm like, wait, what games are actually being launched with the Nintendo Switch 2? So that's why we're here. We're here to discuss what is being launched with the Nintendo Switch 2. Let's get into it, you guys. So, of course, I'm over here, Game Rant. Got to get some information from them because they actually, surprisingly, it was much easier to find a list of launch games and potential launch stuff with the Nintendo Switch 2 on Game Rant than it was on the Wikipedia page and all those other ones. So, of course, the big one that everybody's talking about is the Mario Kart World. And then I saw here Nintendo Switch 2 World Tour. Welcome Tour. I'm like, what the hell is that? And then I see, wait, is it worth the price? So I pull up the Welcome Tour over here on the Nintendo website. And basically, from what I'm reading here, this lets you preload the game so you'll be able to blah, blah, blah. But it's basically like a tour of what you're able to do with the Nintendo Switch. And just run like basic demos, I guess. And they're charging $10. That should be included for free on your Nintendo Switch too. The next big thing that I want to talk about is the GameCube Switch online games at launch. This is massive. Because you're getting F-Zero GX, Zelda the Wind Waker, and Soul Calibur 2. So you're getting two really, really good first-party Nintendo games and then Soul Calibur 2. Like, I highly recommend Zelda Wind Waker. I know some people didn't particularly care for Zelda Wind Waker due to the fact that it was cel-shaded. I love cel-shaded games. I love the art of cel-shading stuff. Oh, and then F-Zero GX for the GameCube is actually a really, really good game. Fast pace, amazing soundtrack. Highly recommend it. All right. Now, we're getting into third-party Switch 2 launch games. Split Fiction. That game is doing massive numbers. And I'm actually kind of excited about it. Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition. Bravely Defaulted, Yakuza 0, Rune Factory, Hogwarts Legacy, Fortnite. And as I'm going through, right, you start to really realize that a lot of these are just games that were released on the previous generation and that Nintendo fans missed out on due to the fact that the Switch has been out for 7 years. 8 years. 7 or 8. And it just was not able to keep up to play these games. Like, I'm looking at you, Cyberpunk. I'm looking at Split Fiction, Bravely Defaulted. Probably could have done it. But a lot of these, oh yeah, Fortnite, dude, Fortnite on the Nintendo Switch is a nightmare. I don't understand how Alan was playing Fortnite with us on his Nintendo Switch and was just wrecking people. Every time I've tried to play Fortnite on the Nintendo Switch, it's a nightmare. And then of course Hogwarts Legacy, that's a massive one. But these right here, I think it's a good starting catalog, considering that Nintendo fans missed out. But I'm kind of disappointed because I'm not seeing any real games that are Nintendo first party, other than Mario Kart World, that you can sink your teeth into when it comes to the Nintendo Switch too, right? The other thing is Switch 1 games with upgrade packs coming to the Switch 2. So instead of remastering, redoing, fill in the blank, right? You're getting a $10 upgrade, and you can do this with Zelda Breath of the Wild, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, which is like, it's kind of random to me, Fantasy Life I, and Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma. So the big takeaway from this, for upgrades, I would say the Zelda games for sure. You know, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. They were beautiful and amazingly well done games for the Nintendo Switch. And for them to get a upgrade at $10, you know, I'm not sure exactly what they're upgrading, but it might be worth it. And then I was wondering, what is the compatibility that Nintendo Switch games are compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2. In addition to Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch can play compatible physical and digital games released on the Nintendo Switch system. The Nintendo Switch 2 system's hardware is different from the Nintendo Switch, and some Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2. I saw that and I'm like, So I saw Fortnite's compatible, but Rocket League is not. When I Googled Rocket League and the Nintendo Switch 2, come find out they're having compatibility issues. It doesn't surprise me. Why? Because there's compatibility issues on the Xbox Series X. For whatever reason, they just cannot get it right on the Xbox Series X. But the thing of it is you're getting the catalog basically for the Nintendo Switch 1 on the Nintendo Switch 2. You're getting, the potential upgrades for the Legend of Zelda games, but the downside is a lot of the day one games that are available are a lot of basically ported games over to the Nintendo Switch 2 instead of getting really, really good first party games. The only one I can really name off the top of my head is this Mario Kart World game. And then, of course, the GameCube Switch online games, which to me, F-Zero GX, Wind Waker are the two biggest ones that I highly recommend you guys to go check out. Let's go full screen. With that being said, hopefully this coming holiday season, they release some bangers, and I mean bangers of games. I know the new Pokemon game is supposed to be coming out here soon. Legends of blah, blah, blah. I don't know what exactly it's called. But the thing of it is this is kind of a lackluster launch with, launch games. Now, granted, whenever there is a new generation of consoles that do come out, a lot of the games at launch are actually upgrades of games from previous generations. As you can tell with this one, a lot of them are games that were not available on the Nintendo Switch 1 due to hardware compatibility issues and the inability to run it because, basically the Nintendo Switch has the same hardware as a GameCube. It really isn't that much different. Hopefully, when I was reading into the Nintendo Switch 2's hardware, it's looking like it's a massive upgrade compared to what we've been getting from Nintendo, whether you're looking at the Wii, the Wii U, the Switch. I mean, granted, the Switch was game-changing. I could take that anywhere. The thing of it is you have to get some really good first-party games out there. I personally think I'm going to wait on buying a Nintendo Switch 2 because the only game that I see that I really want to play is Mario Kart World. Is it worth a $500 price tag to get Mario Kart World when most of the other games that are coming out this year for Nintendo are also coming out for the Nintendo Switch? Anyways, I want to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you think that, the Nintendo Switch 2's lack of first-party games is a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think that potentially there might be some bangers coming out later on in the year? And we'll hear about it potentially at Game Fest, I think it is, which is the replacement at E3. Y'all take it easy. Have a great, wonderful day, and I'll see you later. Bye.